Good evening one and all. I am Dr. Gaurish Kumar. I am here with a new video about giant cell tumor. So guys, giant cell tumor is a neoplasm that originates from the non-bone forming supportive connective tissue of the bone marrow. It's a quasi-malignant tumor, which means that it can present as both benign as well as malignant lesions. 80% of these lesions are benign, whereas 20% of these lesions can still be malignant. Osteoclastoma is a synonymous term that is used for giant cell tumor, and it is a British term. Clinically, the patient with giant cell tumor presents with a localized, dull, aching pain with adjacent joint movement restriction because of its predominant subarticular location. Age and sex distribution of giant cell tumor. Giant cell tumor is most common in patients between an age group of 20 to 40 years. The benign version of this tumor are female predominant with the female is to male ratio of 3:2, whereas the malignant version of these tumors are more predominant in the males with the male is to female ratio of 3:1. The most common sites of occurrence of giant cell tumor. Giant cell tumor is most common in the distal femur, followed by proximal tibia, followed by distal radius, followed by proximal humerus. Sacrum is the most common spinal site of occurrence of giant cell tumor. The most common benign tumor of the sacrum is again a giant cell tumor. Radiologically, the lesion begins in the metaphysis and extends to the subarticular location once the epiphysis line has been closed. The radiolucent lesion, which is located eccentrically, it causes significant bone expansion resulting in a characteristic soap bubble appearance. However, radiological differentiation of benign versus malignant version of these tumors is not feasible. So here is an image of a giant cell tumor where we see a geographic lesion, which is a grossly expansile lesion and heavily trabeculated lesion, predominantly involving the entire subarticular location of the proximal tibia. Here is few other examples where you see that there is a grossly expansile heavily trabeculated lesion giving a geographic appearance as well as a soap bubble appearance, and it involves predominantly the subarticular surface of the distal radius. We can also see that the ulnar bone is displaced laterally as well as posteriorly in a PA and the lateral view of wrist joint. Here is an eccentrically located lytic destructive lesion involving the medial condyle of the metaphysis of the distal femur. And there is another lesion over here which is a well-defined geographic lesion within the lateral portion of the proximal tibia. This is an image showing that giant cell tumor can also appear in the vertebral bodies. Here we see a lytic expansile lesion of the vertebral body with the involvement of the portion of the pedicle of the L3 vertebra. There is also loss of the normal concavity of the anterior vertebral body secondary to the bony expansion. Here we see that there is involvement of the entire sacrum by a large geographic lytic destructive lesion. Of all the tumors that we saw in the previous images, we can see that this lesion is very ill defined with involvement of adjacent ileum as well. On biopsy, this lesion was found to be a malignant giant cell tumor. So guys, coming to the treatment of choice is definitely surgical curettage followed by bone packing and grafting. The recurrence rate of these giant cell tumors is 12 to 50% of the times, and it's mostly because of the residual tumor which further recurs as a bony expansion. Spinal lesions are usually inoperable, requiring radiation therapy for cure. Prognosis for benign lesions is definitely excellent. However, in case of malignant lesions, only 10% of the patients survive for 5 years. I hope this video has helped you all. Thank you.